Oh, I thought about this. I don't actually know if I can find this. Can I find like info on Steam? Yeah, every once in a while I'll go through and look at the like Twitch stats, looking at like how like channels and stuff are growing, but I don't take the time to actually look at like Steam to see its growth. What happened to some of these? Like looking at Rogue Agent here, its current players is 4. What game is this even? What is this Rogue Agent game? It has like nobody playing it. It has to be going through like beta or something, right? To get these kinds of results. These like huge peaks and then flat for a few days. Oh, it's Hard Space, Grim, Descendant. I don't know what any of these games are. Okay, let's see. Steam's top games by current players. What are we seeing? So number one is still Counter-Strike. Dota 2 is close though. I could see Dota 2 at certain times probably overtaking it. But even at its peak hours, darn. How is still in the last 30 days, Counter-Strike peaked at 1 million almost. How? It's actually like looking at this is decently flat. This isn't like they had like one big event that brought a bunch of people in. Counter-Strike is still like on top, which is so crazy to me. Because CSGO, how long has CSGO been out? 2012? Yeah. I mean, Dota 2 is the same way though. When did Dota 2 come out? 2013. And then PUBG. 2016. Okay, so PUBG is the newest one on that list. But for some reason, I have this idea in my head that like Apex Legends is like the top for like shooters. Maybe because Apex you see on like the Epic Store a lot too. That might explain part of it. But like CSGO, at least on Steam. I mean, this is 4 times as popular as Apex. GTA 5. I wonder if this GTA 5 is online. Actually, no, look at this. This is crazy. TF2 is still number 6 on Steam for concurrent players. For some reason, I thought TF2 was like a dead game. So I can still like load up TF2 and find people playing it then? I mean, it currently has 88,000 people playing it. That's pretty good. Also, that's 88,000 and it's like noon Eastern time. Right, this is probably like at a lower point for it. See, New World. Oh, I want to look at the New World stats for a sec. Just let me be sad. $3 months. Oh no. New World. Oh. New World was so much fun. Like legitimately, I really enjoyed New World, but yeah, it's not done. It's still in beta. That's the problem. Yeah, it peaked at almost 1 million, which would have put it probably. I think at one point it was the highest on Steam. And yeah, you see a slow death. It looks like it's holding at about 100,000 right now, though. Feels bad, man. Let's see, Naraka Blade Point. Naraka's new. Actually, it looks like it's gone up the past few days. How is this holding? 7 days. I like the. I actually like this where you could see the peak. It peaks around 9 p.m. Eastern every day. Okay, get out of here. Naraka. This is actually really good signaling for it. Let me go to its release. Okay, so that's its release there. So yeah, you see it release. Even at release, it held really well. This holds better than New World. It went down. I don't know what happened on the 22nd. This might have been like a maintenance or something. But even then, it's gone up. Naraka Blade Point might be here to stay for a while. I'm surprised. That's actually pretty good. Arc, Rust. Rust, I want to look back at Rust, because Rust... When was the OTV Rust stuff? That was this year, right? No way. Oh wait, this is January 2021. Okay, so maybe it wasn't like was the OTV Rust stuff around January? Because I expected a much bigger peak than this. Let me see. The Rust server is a real blast. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, okay. Okay, so January 7th is when they did two servers, the PvP and the PvE. So this is about the peak would have been in like January. So if we go back here, yep. That's so crazy. Rust got like crazy popular almost out of nowhere. That wasn't like this wasn't like a collab or anything, right? I think this was just a few people that wanted to like play. Yeah, the original server had an IP link, so they had to negotiate with game devs to get a privately owned server. Yeah. So yeah, this is like Rust took off just because OTV just randomly decided to try it out and they had fun with it. That's so nuts. Like I wonder how many other games are also like in that category. Where they're like genuinely good games that just haven't gotten popular. Like they just really just need like one person to try out their game, like one big streamer, and have it take off. Um oh, I know what I want to look at. Arena of Kings just came out. PTR. Oh, there's no data for it yet? There's data for it. Don't give me that. 6 months. It hasn't been out that long. Oh yeah, it hasn't technically been out long enough that it's been out like 7 days. But this is pretty good for it, right? Starting at like right here, it's at 500, but it's slowly. This is good, right? If this were like doing like a stock term analysis for this, we're seeing these are higher highs here, here, and here. So this is really indicative of continued growth. This is pretty good. This means like every what time is this? 23. So like 11. Wait, does it peak at like 11 p.m.? What degenerates are playing this? It does. Okay, this peaks really late at night. But yeah, I think this game actually has some good opportunity. Really good for it is that Soda Poppins played it and had a pretty good time with it. Like I think he's gotten a few friends to actually join him. Um, yeah, I think Arena of Kings actually has some potential, but obviously, like the game hasn't even been out a month yet, so we'll hold back a little bit and wait. What are some other ones I wanted to look at? Oh yeah, top records for PUBG, Counter Strike Go, Dota 2. Oh, so these are when they is this when they peaked? So PUBG peaked in 2018, CS:GO in 2020. That's pretty recent. Dota 2 in 2016. Rip. That's actually really surprising. Dota 2's gone down? Or not gone down, but it's peaked. 2016 at 1.2 million. Here's another one. 3 years later, it went up, but it only went to 1 million. I mean, this is still holding, right? No king lives forever, but I'm surprised. I thought this game was like still rising pretty well. It's hold. Oh, New World. Oh god. Cyberpunk. Let's look at Cyberpunk. Let's ignore New World again. I'm sorry. Okay, how long has Cyberpunk even been out? 6 months, a year? Oh no. What what happened? It just never Cyberpunk, yeah, the hype died really fast on this. It just flatlined. That's it. Cyberpunk just flatlined at like release. Darn. Okay. See Valheim, Terraria. These will be interesting. Let's see Valheim. Valheim, I bet I don't know when it was, but I bet we can figure out when it had its major update. Would have been September. Would that have been Hearth? Or this is like September to August. This had to have been the Hearth and Home update, which feels right. I played it with friends, so I should remember. These numbers aren't super strong, but Valheim is a single player game. It didn't flatline exactly, but yeah, Valheim will get another like boost when its second update comes out, whenever that is going to be, because we literally don't know. Terraria is another one. This isn't going to stay strong, but this is pretty good. Let's see. Holds about 20,000 mostly. April 2020. This must have been the final update for it, which was really good. Terraria, if you haven't played, I think is very fun. Comparing vanilla Terraria to vanilla Minecraft, I'd rather play Terraria. Modded, there's cool things you can do with both mods. Terraria's like boss mechanics and fight system is really fun. I enjoyed playing the Calamity mod pack with an IRL friend. That was a really good time. We enjoyed that. But there's so many like cool tech things you can do with like modded Minecraft that modded Terraria just doesn't. There's no option or ability to, you know. I don't know if there's anything else I really want to look at. Let me see more on this list. Warframe. Oh, let's look at Warframe. Warframe, I think, is actually a better game than it gets credit for. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay, so Warframe has grown over time. It didn't like fall off. I guess these peaks are probably the major updates. Whatever update came in June 2020 and June 2021. This is TennoCon. TennoCon is the like convention for Warframe. I'm air quoting convention because COVID, but yeah, this has to be these peaks. Warframe is actually like a legitimately fun game, and it's I would say it's almost entirely free to play. There's a few cosmetic things you can't get, but otherwise you can earn everything for free, which is good system. The actual like biggest problem I have with its free to play model is if you get all the parts to build like a new Warframe, which is like your character, it takes 3 days to 3D print. I get it. I get it. It takes time to actually 3D print a robot, but yeah, I imagine they get a lot of people that will pay. I don't know how much money it is to unlock. I never looked at it because I just didn't want to buy it. I think I did throw a little bit of money at Warframe though because I was really enjoying it. But I don't even like what did I buy with it? I don't remember. I wouldn't have bought anything. Oh, I think I bought more like item slots, which you don't need, but I wanted. Yeah, Warframe is good. Warframe is still in an upward trend. It might have actually, I'm going to take that back. It upward trended until 2019, and it's kind of flattened. Which is not bad. It's definitely not dying, right? What is the lowest here? 60,000. It hit 59 in 2020. Yeah, so it hasn't hit as low as it did in 2020, which, yeah. This would have been December. Oh, this is December and January, like December 2019. I wonder if there was other things going on in the world at that time. I wonder. Destiny. Okay, we're gonna look at Destiny and Final Fantasy. Destiny. Okay, okay. I'm trying to do predictions for each of these. Destiny 2 fell off, but it's grown. It's actually gonna bull a little bit. I don't. Yeah, not fully, but actually no. Wow. Because I played Destiny 2 on its PC release. It was okay. But it was like there's certain things you just had to like microtransaction. And I'm like, I just bought you. Why are you trying to microtransaction me immediately after? So I just stopped playing it. I haven't played it since. I know they've like added some updates. I thought Destiny 2 was doing really well. But look at this. It actually just reached its lowest point a month ago. So no, Destiny 2 is actually not doing that well. I was very incorrect here. Yeah, I expected it would go down really fast, be low, and then eventually it would have like an upward trend. It just doesn't. It has like little bumps, which I guess are probably like the major patches. But what are the peaks here? So this peaked at 241, 130, 187. Okay, so that's actually really bad. What we're looking at for trend analysis is we want to see each of these peaks here like getting a little bit higher. So 131 to 187 is good, but the 187 to 177, that didn't actually reach a higher high, which means its trend isn't likely to actually continue up. Which we see it fell down. And there's a little bump here on the 6th. I don't know if they had like an update or something. But if they did have an update and this is the only peak it got, that's even like a lower high, right? 150 to 177. Yeah, this is bad. Destiny 2 is not actually doing as healthy as I thought. It might be a more fun game, because I do have friends that are playing it and enjoy it, but that's not good. That is not what you want to see in a healthy game. Let's see Final Fantasy 14. I bet it just recently had a peak. Yep. This is actually crazy. Like, legitimately, this is crazy for a game to do this. Let me see something. When did 1.0 release? Because 1.0 is its own weird thing. September 2010. Okay, so this does not actually include 1.0. This is just 2.0. That is extremely important. For quick background, for anybody who doesn't know, I'm not going to spoil any story, by the way. Final Fantasy XIV 1.0 on release was so terrible and negatively like reviewed, they actually shut it down. They literally, in canon, destroyed the world and rebuilt it. And the rebuild was 2.0. When they redid the class system, the zones, they just redid everything. They just made it a new game. And it worked. Obviously, 14 is wildly successful. I'm pretty confident to say it's the most popular MMO right now. I can't imagine WoW is like on top, even though Blizzard doesn't make that data publicly available. But yeah, this is amazing. This is what you want to see, because this is even from low here, like 3,000. This has been steadily going up. And these bumps, I mean, this is March 2017. When did Heaven's Ward come out? Heaven's Ward released 2015, which would have been this like tiny little mini peak right here, which if we zoom in, yeah, it doesn't look so small anymore. Hey Gondim, how are you doing? I just realized an issue because what I'm doing right now is supposed to be a YouTube video. Those are going to show up. I forgot to include chat in the corner though, but whatever. I'll deal with it. So when this was Heaven's Ward, which would have gone into Stormblood next. When did Stormblood release? I'm looking for a peak at May 2017. June 2017. Yep. Yep. So right here, these are people that are started playing. Yep. They started in May to get back into it, and then June we saw a peak. Right, and then May 2019 must have been Shadowbringers about May, June, which is the next one. Yep, June 2019, right here. Yeah, you can actually like look at Final Fantasy 14 and see where the expansions come out. And then Endwalker just released. Endwalker hasn't even been out a month yet, so we're seeing like this high here. It's also relevant to talk though. This upward trend is like somewhat relevant to the expansion coming out, but Final Fantasy XIV also got crazy popular on Twitch. Pretty much as like World of Warcraft died, a bunch of those refugees were trying to find another like MMORPG to go to, and they found Final Fantasy XIV. Right? This was like talking about like Rich Campbell, like Asmongold, like those kinds of streamers got so much attention in this game. At the point where right now you actually cannot buy Final Fantasy XIV. They actually like stop selling it because they don't have the servers in place for the number of people. And this actually isn't the first time it happened. This happened a few months ago when it started taking off too. Just nuts. What's also like weird to think about is part of the reason Final Fantasy 14 is blown up is because WoW has kind of died, but it didn't have to be 14, right? Like there is some like parallel universe where like Elder Scrolls Online got crazy popular because the WoW streamers that were looking for a new game found that instead. Right? Or they could have found like Guild Wars 2 or I don't know, maybe Albion or something. But they just ended up finding 14. I'd like to know the actually very specific reason for that, but I don't know it offhand. Oh, look, it actually is even further upward trend. This is actually, yeah, so this is November, December. It's over doubled. The number of Steam users like peak has over doubled. It's actually its all-time peak is literally right now. This is crazy. Final Fantasy 14 is just so dominant in the market. It's nuts what they've done. Because as we looked at from like other games, I think Elder Scrolls Online is on Steam. Yeah, let me see. Not even the same. Comparing like Elder Scrolls to 14, there's a little bit where you see like a fairly like upward trend of it. This is still good for an MMO, right? They means they're doing better than they have been. They're a little negative right now, but I imagine part of that is just 14's update. Yeah. Elder Scrolls isn't doing as well, but there's definitely like a parallel universe where Elder Scrolls Online took off instead of Final Fantasy 14. I fully believe that. I would rather play 14 than Elder Scrolls, but yeah, it just didn't get popular for whatever reasons. But yeah, 14 is dominating. I think the only reason you don't see Final Fantasy 14 up here on the top games list is because a lot of people don't play through the Steam client. They just play through the like Square Enix. They just download the game. I play through Steam because I just like to have everything like compartmentalized into one like gaming thing. But yeah, Final Fantasy 14 being 16th place is very misleading. Actually, ironically, Final Fantasy, according to Steamcharts, Final Fantasy 14 Online is less popular than Wallpaper Engine. Get wrecked, MMO nerds. Actually, Wallpaper Engine. Look at this. This has been steady upward. I haven't used Wallpaper Engine though. It like costs money. I'm not bothering with it. But okay. I didn't mean to go through Steam charts, but that was still fun.